get angry at the bills I have to pay. I don't get angry when my mom smokes pot. It's the bottle and goes right through the rock. Fucking and fighting, it's all the same. Living with Louis Dog's the only way to stay sane. Let the lovin' come back to me. Go!
Oh, it is low. 1 second. Let me get my sound better. I don't know why I have to reset this every single time, but I do. Wow, it is so low. I think it was low last night too. Here I go. There it is. Alright, now I can move that away. Okay, now sound is good. What's going on, everybody? It's Saturday morning, 10:30. I'm going to get probably just right into the build. I'm going to do a 42 gauge pitchfork. I'm not extremely certain what I'm going to put in the middle or whatever, but I'm going to at least do the frame, see how that goes, and then we'll just keep going. Yeah, this is... I've always had this thing. What this is it's actually 4 pieces of hardwood floor with screws in it. That's what that is, Anthony. 4 pieces of hardwood floor. I put screws sized away from each other so that I could put all them spools on there. I got all my twisted messes wire now on that. Microphone check 1 2 1 2. Okay, so, yeah, what's up, everybody? It's pretty nice here. It's not too hot. It's not hot enough to go swimming today, I don't think. I don't think it is. I think it's only going to be like 70-something. We are... Let me see the weather. We are going to... Yeah, it's only 67 degrees. It's beautiful out. 67 degrees out here. 67 degrees Fahrenheit, but it feels like 67 degrees. Okay? That's what Google tells me about Philadelphia. Alright. Yeah. I used to have this thing in the other house. I used to have it right there where I could just grab spools. Anytime you see me grab a spool, I grabbed one. But today, I'm not using Twisted Messes wire because I'm doing stainless steel. I have my wire out and ready. So I'm going to do 28 gauge frames. Coil Society is where I buy my stainless steel. Coil Society. 28 gauge. And then I have... What the hell? I have 2 spools of 42 gauge stainless steel Coil Society here. The one's almost done. I'm going to try to use that up. 42 gauge stainless steel from Coil Society. And then I got 0.3 stainless steel ribbon. 0.1 by 0.3 stainless steel ribbon from Coil Society. Is there something wrong with my focus? What is going on here? Am I on autofocus? I'm on autofocus. Okay. Cool. Alright. Whatever. Guess we'll figure it out. Okay. So, yeah, I cleaned this place up because it was pretty messy. I was talking about this last night. I cleaned it up. It was getting messy. I don't like to build in messiness, I'm learning. Alright. So first, I'm going to make my pitchfork frames. I don't know exactly. I guess it just depends how it goes, exactly what I'm going to do. I don't know if I'm going to do a crazy pitchfork or a basic pitchfork. It really just depends on how it's going, how it looks. I just did a pitchfork recently. Just did one recently, the corrugated pitchfork, and I actually have it right here. Let me see if I could show it to you. Show it unto you. So this is a type of a pitchfork, but this is a 40 gauge. I don't know if I've ever done a 42 gauge. I think I've tried to do a 42 gauge. I actually think that I had a crazy 44 gauge that I tried before, and it just didn't come out good. So 42 gauge, it has it's got its dilemmas because it's easier to break and stuff. You know, it's smaller, it's going to be harder to see, but after using 40 gauge for a long time, 40 gauge gets easy. So 42 is just like anything else, it's just a little smaller. You gotta have softer hands. You know, you can't be putting too much pressure on it. You're gonna have to use something smaller for the frames. Like, I would never say like use a 26 gauge frame for 42 gauge, because after you wrap it up in the coil form, it makes it look weird. Like, if the frame's so freaking big, like a piece of 26 gauge with 42 over it, it doesn't look proper. So you got to kind of go to like the 28s and the 29s and stuff like that. When you drop down in size on the fuse, you should drop down in size on the frames. When you drop down in size in the frames, you got to drop your ribbon size down too. So when you make wires with finer gauges, drop all them sizes down. Drop them all down. It's going to make it actually easier. 26 spinning around is more likely to break a piece of 42 than a piece of 28 spinning around, you know? That 26 it's heavy. It's heavy. So this is the pitchfork I made. Not too long ago I made this one. I wonder if this is going to... Yeah, I'm going to have to bring it back a bit. I'm probably going to have to put the magnifier on this guy. Is that gonna focus? I don't think it's gonna focus. Let me see if I can get it to focus. A little bit. Okay, a little bit. I should probably just put the thing on there. Yeah. Let me just put the thing on there. Let me put the thing on the thing. Alright, I put the thing on the thing. So that's the one ooh, I could focus better than that. Jeez. That might be as good as I'm getting right now. That's gonna have to be good enough. It got dusty sitting here for the past week, but that's the corrugated pitchfork. It's kind of a simpler pitchfork. That's 40 gauge pitchfork. It came out really good. That one went very well. So I'm going to use the same techniques as I used for this. Only I might make this 42 gauge. It depends how it goes. If it looks like it's going good, I might get more fancy with it. So we'll see. So that's that one. I guess while the camera's here, I guess I could show you this braid while the camera's kind of looking pretty good right now. Of course, it's a bigger wire, so I'm going to have to focus differently, I guess. Yes, because this wire... Those are micro Claptons. I shouldn't say micro Claptons, they're just Claptons, because I think it's like 29 gauge with 42 over it or something. So that's 42 gauge, I believe. That's how small that is. Alright. But today, we're going to do that pitchfork. Not that one. We're going to do a pitchfork. This is a type of pitchfork. I guess I can show you this. This is another type of pitch. Actually, this is probably more like what my pitchfork today is going to look like. Yeah, this is probably more like what I'm going to be doing, depending on how things go. I'm going to have to focus on that. Yeah, probably more like this, only I'm going to use, this is also 40 gauge. I almost always do 40 gauge with pitchforks. 42 gauge is definitely more challenging, it takes more time. But this has the frames are double pitchforked. So this is a 3-reach, I guess you would say. A 3-reach pitchfork. That's my arm shadow there. Alright. Let's autofocus this shit. Alright. There's that. Alright, cool. Oh! What happened? There you go. There you go. Alright. What's up, everybody? Let's see what's going on here. Let me see what's going on. 28 people. Alright, let's see who's participating. Where are my participants? Addy J, what's up? Casper Coils, what's up? Kim Dixon is here. Matt Millen, Mighty Zoidberg, Philip Wheeler, Red Eye Loon, and Xeon. What's up, everybody? We did a show last night. Big G, Kenny, Kim Dixon was there. You can go check that out later. If tonight, Wire Talk with Big G's on at 6 p.m. Eastern Time. Wire Talk with Big G. I will probably be in and out of that show because we are trying to celebrate Ava's graduation today. We're having people over, plus the fights are on. So I'll probably be in and out. It really depends. It really depends. K Panzer, what's up? What's up, everybody? Hopefully I said hi to everybody. So, that's that. So let's just get to the building now, because is this not why we are here? Okay. I do have to re-wick this, or rebuild it actually, probably. The Rye RDA. Or maybe, actually, you know what? Maybe these pitchforks will go good, and that's what I put into here. Who knows? Who knows? I can't ever promise pictures, because I just don't. I don't know, I guess I don't like taking pictures. I don't know. I don't know what it is. I always just like the building more than the picture taking. That just always was what I like to do, was the building, and the picture taking was just, yeah, that's a plus. So, sometimes I take pictures, sometimes I don't. Alright. So I'm going to get my 28 gauge now. I guess I'll shoot for dual coil, because why not? But I don't think I need to do an 8-inch stick of pitchforks. You're only going to get 4 wraps out of pitchforks. So doing 8 inches is probably not ideal. So I'm going to do I'm going to shoot for 6, but I'm going to prep 7 inches worth, which means my frames have to be double that. So if I want 7 inches of clean wire at the end, I need to prep 14 inches of frame. You do the frames first. You do, the frames all in themselves are a lot of work. Just the frames of a pitchfork is a lot of work. So you do both at the same time, both frames at the same time. So if I need a 7-inch stick, I need to do 14 inches of frame. I'm going to put it on the fast drill at first. I'm going to do this spacing method that I like to do for pitchforks. I'll show you what that is, and then we'll move on from there. It's going to be the same spacing method I used for that pitchfork because it works so good. So it's not my normal spacing method for, with the clips. I don't use no clips or nothing for this one. It's almost a parallel Clapton, only easier, and it seems to be more consistent. All right. So I'm going to get my 28 gauge out, and we're going to do it to 14 inches. So I'm just going to stretch it straight. That's how I make my wire straight. I'll lock it into the spool. I'm going to make sure I cut off anything at the end that's not good. That could be my loop, that's fine. And then I'm just going to cut it at about 14 inches. I'm going to do 15 just to have the loops and stuff. Alright, so I cut it at 14. I'm done with my 28. And now I'm going to get the 28 on the swivel. I don't know if you could see the swivel. I don't know if you could see the swivel. You can kind of see the swivel. I could probably move it over in a second. Alright. It's on the swivel. And now, let me put it on the drill. This is just an impact driver that I rigged up to be able to hook a wire onto. It's like a secondary impact driver that goes really fast. Twist that. I think it goes like 2700 RPM, something like that. 2800 rotations per minute, which is pretty fast. It's not super fast, but it's pretty fast. And I think I'm waiting to do micro Claptons until I get the lathe, which is ordered, so that's something that's going to be happening. Alright. So now I'm just going to take 42 gauge stainless steel, and I'm going to do a tight Clapton halfway up this. So if this wire is 14, which it should be, it is, for 7 inches, I'm just going to do a tight Clapton, a regular Clapton, not spaced, a tight Clapton. And then I'm going to loosen up that Clapton like I would an alien decor. Not as much as an alien decor, just enough to where it's moving. And then I'm going to Clapton next to that one with another 42 gauge nice and tight, and get it on there really tight and stuff. And then take off the first one, and I will have a spaced wire. So first things first, let me Clapton this 7 inches up this wire. Halfway up this wire, Clapton. Straight up Clapton, nice tight Clapton. As good as I could do it. I guess I'll put on music as I do this. Alright, that is clapped and a little more 7-inch. Alright, that's 7-inch. Now I'm going to, I let go of it, it wrapped around, so let me do that. Alright, so now I'm going to hold this 42 gauge, just like if I was doing an alien decor, put the drill in reverse. I'm going to loosen this up until it feels loose. It's loose. All the way down here. Loose. Cool. Now I'm going to cut this. I leave like a little 1/8 inch on there so I could see the end. Alright. And alright, 1 second. So sorry. So sorry. I had to make sure. Something. Okay. Now, this is loose. Now I'm going to take another 42 gauge and Clapton in the gaps. So, I'm going to get this on here. I'm going to Clapton this one pretty tight. I want it to be locked into this 28 gauge. And it's going to move this Clapton up because it's going to Clapton right next to it. If this is loose and you get it into the gaps down here, it will literally follow that spiral all the way up. It's almost easier than doing a regular Clapton, actually. And it's nothing I can really show you on camera because it's so small that you're not really going to see nothing, I don't think. I suppose we could try, but I don't think you're going to see it. I just don't think it's happening. Yeah, I don't think you're going to see it. It's just too small. It's going in the gaps. And it's going to look like two different size wires because the one's loose on the core and the other one's tight on the core. So the first one always sticks up a little bit because it's loose. I went past the first one, and then after I went past, I clapped in the second one over itself a couple times to lock that in. I don't want this to move, that second one. Now this first one, I could grab that, put my drill in reverse, and take it off. And that's going to leave my 42 gauge spacing behind. Very small spacing. Very, very small. 42 gauge. Alright, I need to get out a piece of ribbon. I put it on my slower drill so I have more control over what I'm doing. And now I need to get out a piece of ribbon. But I need it to be 2 pieces of ribbon. I'm going to fold it in half. So if I have 14 inches here, I need 28 inches of ribbon. And this Coil Society spool, man, it is on point. It's like a 300-foot spool of 0.3. And watch this. This is ribbon. Look how straight it came off the spool. I was so surprised. Yesterday I was doing Fralians and I wasn't stretching it. And it was coming off the spool so straight. I was like, oh, this is awesome. It's like the best spool of ribbon I've had from Coil Society. It's not that their stuff's usually, but this one, for some reason, is just the cleanest 0.3 ribbon I've had in a long time. Because it's coming off the spool super straight. I don't have to stretch it or nothing. Which is always a plus. Alright. Now, I'm definitely going to need some hot glue. And then I'm going to need some 40 gauge to... Where did I put that? I'm going to need some 40 gauge to wrap up this ribbon onto the frame. So I'm putting 2 pieces of ribbon on this frame. Where's that? Oh, there it is. Alright. So I got the swivel side, I got the drill side. I'm going to get a piece of 40 gauge out just for wrapping this ribbon. I think I have other 40 gauge sitting over here too, don't I? Yep, I do. Alright. Now I'm going to take the fan wants to throw my 40 gauges around. I'm going to take this 0.3 ribbon. Let me cut the bad stuff off at the end. Alright. And then get the ends together. The 0.3 ribbon carefully. You don't want any kinks in this ribbon. Alright. So the ends are together and I got a loop here. I'm just going to get it in the middle and fold it in half. This isn't going to go on the swivel. This is just going to get wrapped around the end here. And I'm going to wrap it with some 40 gauge to keep it together. Right here. I'm going to leave that 40 gauge hang. I'm going to pinch the loop. I'm going to get some water on my fingers and get these ribbons together. And then I'm actually going to take 40 gauge a little lower than the last 40 gauge and wrap that around the 0.3 carefully. And then I'm going to pinch that 40 gauge and slide it down to the end. So that's my 2 pieces of ribbon. Let me cut this excess off down here. But the one at the loop, I'm going to lay it right on top of my 28 gauge down here. Right on top of it. And I'm going to take that excess 40 that I left on and wrap it tight to the top. It's pretty important that it's on the top. To the top of this 28 gauge. So the ribbon, both ribbons are laying on top of my 28 here. I'll show you a close-up at what it looks like after I wrap it. So they're sitting right at top, right at the top. And now I could cut this 40 gauge clean off. Let me show you what that looks like. See, 2 pieces of ribbon laying right on top, all wrapped up. And I'm going to hot glue over this 40 gauge here. Alright. the stagger doesn't come in until here. Alright. And then if I do both ends at the top and it's nice and tight, I should be good. I should have exactly what I need. But first I hot glue this because I'm going to be pulling tension on this ribbon to get it tight as this 28 gauge. I'm going to be pulling tension. So I want to hot glue it to make sure that it sticks onto there good. I don't want to pull the ribbon out. So I hot glue that 40 gauge. And I'm always fighting with this fan and the lighter. I always win. Remember that. Remember that shit. I always win. Mount that on there good. He almost won that one. Yeah. It burnt me. Alright. There's that. Hot glue over here. What's up, Josh Main? Casper Coils is here. What's up, what's up, what's up? Alright. Got that. I got some 40 gauge ready. And now I'm going, let me just let that dry. Alright. Like that, my needle nose is ready to pull tension on this ribbon. So now, the ribbon's already together, right? Because I already wrapped it with 40 gauge. So I just got to make sure it's not twisted or anything. Even if there's one little twist, I realize that that twist will get out at the end. It can only be one little twist though. So I'm going to take this ribbon and lay it on top down here. That. And now I could kind of wrap it with 40, and if the ribbon's loose, that's going to be okay for right now anyway. That doesn't matter too much at the beginning. So get that ribbon right on top, make sure there's no twists in it. I just ran my fingers down to make sure that it wasn't twisted. If there's one little twist, it'll work itself out when you're fusing, but if it's like 3 twists, you might have some problems. So try to get it as straight as possible. If you can get it perfectly straight, that's good. So now this ribbon is on top down here and at the swivel. So I have 2 pieces of ribbon laying right on top of this. Now, it's loose. My ribbon's loose down here. You can't see it, but I can. So now I could, since I hot glued that, I could pull this tight and do some more wraps with the 40 gauge. And then I could cut the 40 gauge off, and I'm going to heat up some hot glue, pull it tight. Just make it as tight as the frame. You don't want to pull it too tight to where it's super tight, tighter than the frame. You want it as tight as the frame. So you're just going to look at it, make sure it's as tight as the frame. I'm going to heat up some hot glue and dab it on there, let it dry, and I should be all prepped up. Okay, there you go. We're ready to start fusing this first part. We want to make sure the beginning's good. And then it should all fall into place. It does look like my ribbon is a little weird. I think I'm good. Let me double check now. Yeah, that's good right there. Okay. That should fall into place. The one ribbon looks a little looser, but if I pay attention, I think I'll be alright. Looks like the one ribbon's tight on there and the other ribbon's a little loose, but I think I'm good. I think I'll be fine. I have an Alien Suka tutorial, like a tutorial, not a live. So look up Alien Suka and you'll find my Alien Suka tutorial. Alright, 42 gauge. 42. Now I think I'm gonna skip the 2 spaces just because maybe I could get something really nice out of this if I do that. If I skip just 1 space, then I'm kind of stuck with just doing a regular pitchfork. So I'm going to skip the 2 spaces. Alright, and we'll see how that goes. As long as that goes good, then I'm probably just going to put another piece of ribbon on here and do the whole balls to the wall pitchfork. I gotta change my batteries. Let me change my batteries real quick. Alright, let's get this on there, get the camera close up. Probably put that on slower. Alright, so I'm shooting for skipping 2 spaces. That's 1 space, just to get that ribbon tight on there. So you just open that angle up a bit. Let me see if I can get a better picture of this. actually. So I guess I'm going to try to pick up the speed on this. I feel like I have it down as long as I get into the groove. Then I'm going to have this, oh yeah, I'm going to have this fusing down. Everything looks pretty good, so. I'm almost done here. The end is like right here. That's it. Tighten it up down there. All good. There's a little twist in the ribbon that worked it. I had a twist in the ribbon. It's down here because if you fuse it tight, it's just going to keep moving down. Everything was good. Everything went well. I had a mistake down there. Reversed. Was careful that I didn't break the 42 gauge when I reversed. Everything else is good. Now I'm going to line up the ribbon. I want to get the ribbon on top again. Alright, so ribbon on top here. Ribbon on top here. First I'll get it on top. Yep, there it is. So the ribbon's on top at the swivel. There and there. Let's see if I can look at this again. So this is what I want. Oops. Very hard to see because it's so small, but 2 spaces skipped. Very hard to see. Alright. So yeah, since that went well, I'm just going to put another piece of ribbon on top. Just one piece of ribbon on top here. And fuse that on here. In one of the spaces. I gotta make sure it's the same space going all the way up. These guys are talking about these are watchmaker Belishi. It even says it on there. I gotta put the autofocus on. It's pretty dark in here. Belishi watchmaker glasses, watchmaker magnifiers. All right, another piece of 0.3. So how long have I been on here for? Like an hour? Cool. All right, I should at least get done the frames. And then, yeah, I don't know. I'm still thinking of what I want to put in this, inside this. I don't want to go too crazy, because then I'll be cursing at myself. I don't know. I don't know. Alright, so I want a piece of ribbon the same size as this. One piece of ribbon I'm putting on top. Not 2, just 1. So I'll get it out off the spool. Get a piece of 40 gauge. Get that on top of the other ribbon, directly on top. You don't want to mess around with this. I'm actually not sure if I'm on top. I'm just going to do like 2 wraps and make sure I'm on top of the other ribbon. Yerp, I'm on top. Cool. Can do like 10 wraps nice and tight down here. Alright. And now I should hot glue this so it stays. What's up, Adam Pilarczyk? Hot glue. Okay. Cool. Now I just got to get this ribbon across, make sure it's on top, and wrap it up. I got another piece of 40 gauge here. Sometimes this part's tricky, especially with a single piece of ribbon. It's not like you have a stack of ribbon, it's just one single piece. My ribbon's here. Yeah, I think I'm gonna be good. Alright. Bring it all the way across. Nice and flat, no twists. That. Start to get it wrapped. Make sure it stays on top. Sometimes when you wrap it, it wants to go over to the other side. Not today, not up in here. Not up in here. Okay. I got it secure on there. I'm going to look at it up close. Make sure it's on top. I'm going to wrap it some more. Sure. Good. Good. Alright. That ribbon's super loose. I gotta pull it, hot glue it, let it dry. So when I pull this tight, that should look good. Heat up the hot glue. fucker. Heat it up again so it kind of melts in. And I pulled the ribbon out. Too tight. Alright. Let's try that again, I guess. That sucks because that was looking good. I just pulled the ribbon from this side. Whatever. I guess worse things could have happened. Alright. Let's try that again. Like, there's some stuff I could have did to make sure that didn't happen. You know, Cherokee Vapor, what's up everybody that's coming in? Oh, we got more people here. Look at that. What's up everybody? Happy Saturday. I'm doing a pitchfork here, 42 gauge. I'm still on the frames. 42 gauge is just more work than 40 gauge. It's quite a bit more work. Especially when you're trying to do the kind of frames I'm trying to do. And you mess it up. 0.3 ribbon. Get that out again. I'm going to make it a little longer so I can bend it over the end here so I don't pull it off again. I probably pulled too tight if I'm like pulling it out of hot glue in 40 gauge. Lay it on top. And make sure. Good. Alright, now what I'm going to do is I made some extra ribbon here. So I'm going to kind of bend that over here to give it kind of a hook. And then wrap my 40 again around that. So it's got more sturdiness down here for when I pull. Alright, I could cut all this shit clean. Hot glue. Actually, let me do this purple hot glue because it just seems to work a little better. I only have a little bit. Melt that shit in. Hopefully this time it holds. All right. Ribbon all the way across, lay it on top. 40 gauge. Make sure that's on top of the ribbon here. It is. Wrap it a couple more times to get it nice and tight on there. Cut these clean. Hot glue. Pull while it's wet. I won't pull too hard so I don't pull it out again. You don't want me to pull it out. Looks nice and tight. Everything looks like one wire, even though it's like fucking 6. Cool. Cut that. Trash. I can go aside. Alright, we get fused now. Now we're good. Let me see if I can show you this. It's on the bottom now because I spun it. That's what it looked like when I put it on, like that. That single piece of ribbon right at the top. And now I'm going to take 42 and go into one of them spaces, the same space all the way up. It's either going to be the space before or after these fuses here. So I'm either going, there's 2 spaces there. I got to pick that and it's got to be the same one all the way up. Comprende? Comprende esse? Comprende? All right. This one, it should be easier. If I made any mistakes in the first fuse, I'm going to find out this fuse, that's for sure. Alright. Man, I could use some more water. Alright, 42 gauge once again. That 42 gauge locked on, and now I got to get my glasses. It doesn't matter which space I go in, it just matters that I go into that same space all the way up. It don't matter which one. So if I'm going to pick this space, which in my sight is the one right before. The last one. Then I gotta do this all the way up. And it is, let me get it focused to you. Let's see, what focus here. No. 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 Yeah, see, these are the problems with doing these live. This 42 gauge is so hard to get on camera live. It's difficult. The one right before is what I'm doing. Let's see if I can get a little better here. That's a little better, but I have to hold the thing up. And you want to start off slow, get your angle down, and then you can probably pick up the speed as you go, and you start seeing what's going on. It's all about the angle that you hold, really. This is also going to have to do with how patient are you. How patient can you be? Don't press the button down too quick because it's just taking too long. If it's looking good, be patient. Just do it. Just do it. This one will probably be easier than the last one, I think. Justin Crabtree, what's up? Let me see if I can try to get a better picture of this. There's definitely a lot of shininess going on right now. That don't look bad, but as soon as I move the camera, it's probably not going to look that good. It's like whenever I get close, it doesn't look good. Interesting. Yeah, it's whenever I get close. Motherfucker. You motherfucker. I'm gonna figure this out. I wish I could make myself invisible. Because every time I go close, the focus messes up. So if I was invisible, yeah, I don't know if there's any way I could figure it out actually. Let me see if I could do this without going close. Oh, there you go. Yeah, but now I can't see. Actually, you know what would probably work? I think I know what I could do. Maybe if it wasn't a straightforward view, There's a top-down view. Of course, my lighting's going to be different now. And I'm going to have to readjust the screen. Damn it. I don't know. I guess we're about to find out. It would have to be super top down. I don't know if this will work. Yeah, nope. It would have to be very top down, which I don't know how well I'd be able to do that with this tripod. I would have to get super fancy. Yeah, that might not be for today. I need a slightly taller tripod is what I need. A slightly taller one. I only have like a big one and a small one. I don't have a... And now I might have too much light on it too. This happens. Or maybe a completely black shirt. That might be what's fucking it up. Or a completely white shirt. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know what to do. What do I look like? Fucking James Cameron over here? I'm no George Lucas. See what this looks like now. Watch this shit. Watch how messed up this camera is gonna be. Watch this. Oh, buddy. That is some fucked up camera. Contrast way off. Looks like it's nighttime here. It's not nighttime. It's actually super bright. There is a light 2 inches from my face. What are you gonna do? What are you gonna do? What's up, Daytime Frank? Red Eye Loons here. This is going well. I'd probably be done if I wasn't fucking with the cameras. Camera. We'll figure it out. What's it, 12:08? I'm probably going to stay live for like another 20 minutes, so I'd like to get this done at least. Let me put on some music. Talk amongst yourselves. I'm getting towards the end of this now. I feel the end coming. I'm right here. The end's right here. A little bit. Just a little bit. Alright, let me just manual focus on this so I can see what it looked like. I think that might be as good as I'm getting right now. Yeah, that's as good as I'm going to get. So there it is, 28 gauge, 3 pieces of ribbon, 42 gauge is all the whatchamacallits. I got one space open for it all. That's what we get. Let's see. It's too shiny. That is what I'm going to get. All right. Cool, cool, cool. So the frames are done. I don't know what. I'm thinking of getting. I don't know. I'm almost thinking of taking .2 ribbon stack and clapping it with 46 gauge or something. I'm no Joe. You sure did. You sure did. Commence hard penis now. Now. All right. So that's that. That wasn't too bad actually. Actually, everything went pretty well. It did take almost 2 hours to do just the frames though, so it's something to keep in mind with these 42 gauge pitchfork Johns. I don't know. What do you want from me? We are super zoomed in. Uno mas, uno mas. Boom, boom. Zoom out. Focus. Boom. Boom, boom. Cool. Good, good. We are dark today. That's okay. So, I don't like putting round wires in the middles of like pitchforks and staple stagger fuse claptons. I don't enjoy doing that. I actually don't even like how they look when you put something round in the middle. It has to be square in my opinion. I'm not interested in doing anything round. So, yeah, I think maybe, do I have some .2? I do. I sure do. Yeah, so that's probably what I'm going to do. Do I have 46 gauge stainless steel? I might. Do I? I have 44. That's nichrome. I think I used up my 46 gauge stainless steel. I have 46 gauge nichrome though. Maybe I'll just put nichrome in the middle. So, yeah, that's probably what I'm going to end up doing. Is taking like, I don't know, like 6 pieces of .2 ribbon, making a stack out of it, wrapping it with 46, and that will be the middle. I don't want to go too crazy, but I also don't want to go too simple. I always like the 46 gauge clapton inside of a pitchfork. I always think that looks pretty cool. So that's probably what I'll end up doing. And yeah, other than that, man, What are these guys talking about? Mixing juices? What are you talking about? Mixing juices or something? Are you guys talking about mixing juices or something? What is this? What is this, a juice show? What is this, some kind of juice show? What is this? What is this, some kind of juice show? Talking about mixing juices. I'm playing with my metal wires over here. Is this some kind of juice show? Is there not not if you're good at it? No, they shouldn't snap. Nah. Nah, that's another reason why you use small wire frames and small ribbons is so that doesn't happen. If it was like 26 gauge frames, maybe. But nah, nah. It kind of depends how much you fucked with it, you know? If I had to reverse it a whole bunch of times and I made that wire, you know, not as strong, if there was lots of wrinkles in it, probably. I don't worry. Nah, it wouldn't even have been something I thought about. Wouldn't even have been something I thought about. It really... Nah. Yeah, I wouldn't even have thought about it unless I made a lot of mistakes in it. And maybe there was a ribbon poking out or something. But if it's all nice and tight, nice and clean, nah, I don't even think about that. Actually, 42 is probably less likely to snap if it's all nice and tight than something like 38 or 40. Because it's so small that it's not going to catch on anything. And it's so many fuses. It's just so much going on. Nah. As long as you handle it properly, you should be good. I guess we'll see. I've snapped 42 wrapping coils before, but that's because I made mistakes. Talking about juices? What are we talking about? Juices in here? Was this some kind of juice show? We have bitch ass MMA on this week. Fucking stupid MMA. What a hard... Next week's good. Next week's a good one. This week is like, maybe I'll watch it. Maybe I won't. Maybe I'll just watch, like, the main event. Or the main card. I'm not spending no time on anything else. I wish I could go swimming, but this is some bullshit. Fucking 60... What is it at? Is it 64 degrees, but it feels like 64 degrees? 67 degrees, it feels like 67 degrees? What the fuck is this? I know what this is. Huh. Where'd that come from? Okay. You talking to me? Yeah. Well, apparently I am a juicer. How come there's more people here when I'm about to leave? You know, guys, this is the problem here. And 48 current viewers, and how many people aren't subscribed? And then YouTube's telling me, there's not as many subscribers as last month. Fuck you, YouTube. Oh, it's even worse. It's even worse than yesterday. Good. Fuck you. Fuck you and your numbers. Next week looked alright. Isn't next week? Next week looked okay. The main card looked pretty good. I think. Maybe I'm thinking the week after. Yeah, isn't next... Hold on. I thought next week looked pretty damn good. Fight night. Blades versus Volkov. Okay. Josh Emmett versus Shane Burgos is a really good one. We got Pennington versus Reneo. Jim Miller fights. Lumi will be excited. Okay. Next week's okay. You're right. Clay Guida's fighting. Okay. Courtney Casey versus Robertson. Yeah, I guess next week isn't super good. The week after that, Dustin Poirier versus Dan Hooker, motherfucker! Is that like on 4 weeks' notice or something? That seems like a super short notice fight. Because they just... And then Mike Perry versus Mickey Gall, that's going to be a good one. I don't know who wins that one. That's a good one. Ian Heimish is fighting again. Lots of people are fighting like real close to their last fight. Luis Pena. Okay. Yeah, we got some good ones. Yeah. Yeah. YouTube is lying. Why you always lying? Stop fucking lying. Yeah, for both guys, it's super short notice. I've heard that Dustin Poirier had a fight like since 3 weeks ago. I didn't know who it was, but yeah, they just announced it, and it's like next week. You two are fighting next week. Especially with so much at risk for both of them. That's like, you know, whoever wins that fight's going to look awesome. Whoever loses is going to, you know, that's going to be a hurt. That's going to be a hurt piece, especially if Dustin loses. That's going to suck for him. If Dan wins, that's big. I'd have to put my money on Dustin, though. I don't think Dan Hooker's ready for that. I guess we shall see. Yeah, and Hooker's not from the States, so that's good that they got somebody from outside the United States to start fighting. That's a good thing. Now, where the fuck is Israel Adesanya at? So, yeah, everybody, I'm out of here. That's a 2-hour show for you. I'll finish this live. I'm not going to finish it off camera. I'll finish it live. I might prep up the 46 gauge over the .2 ribbon. And then we'll fuse this live. I don't know when. We got Wire Talk with Big G on tonight at 6 p.m. I should be there. It depends. You know, we're trying to have a little graduation party for Ava. But the parents of the family are fighting, so probably nobody will show up. And it'll just be like me, Ava, and her mom sitting there fucking eating cake and fucking all the food that we got. Whatever, dude. Fuck you then. Fucking parents, dude. Parents just don't understand. They don't understand. Fucking jealous ass bitches. Fucking jealous ass bitches. Fucking jealous. You're jealous because of all I got. Can't even throw a fucking graduation party without some fucking family bullshit. Fuck you. Fuck you. You know? Everybody, have a good day. Try to stay out of trouble. Don't get hurt. Don't get sick. And we'll see you at 6 p.m. Yeah, there's a lathe coming. It's going to take some time, but it's coming. It's coming. Don't you worry. When it gets here, you'll know. You'll be like, oh my god, that fucking thing is awesome. I need one. So, it's coming, and I'm going to wait for micro Claptons until then because they're just taking too long to make for me to keep messing them up. And I messed up 4 micro Claptons in a row. So I need to be able to do them quick. I'll order some Twisted Messes high gauge. I'll be all ready. I'm going to do micro Claptons like a motherfucker. We're going to do micro Claptons like a motherfucker up in here. I wouldn't be surprised if you see a lot of them popping up. Okay? Everybody have a good day. Enjoy your weekend. Enjoy your families. I am out. Thank you for watching. Peace!